Hello folks, Reverend Crystal Cox here, Universal Church of Light. Just wanted to remind you that what is happening is not of spirit, it's of man for most people. They're looking at what's happening in the world right now as Congress and as in rules and laws, and those of us who have been studying this for decades know that there hasn't been laws for a long time. No one was held accountable. We were in maritime law, we weren't in constitutional law. You could take stacks and stacks of proof to court and they just, pick who they wanted. So our government, as we know it, is completely taken over by, let's say, nefarious dark forces. I first learned it in my early 20s when I realized that there was cures for cancer and people were curing themselves of cancer. And in the last few decades, I've helped thousands of people heal themselves of things that doctors tell them they can't. And so I've understood this my whole life. I'm 50 now. It's been very frustrating. So they've lost now. The fact that we can see it is beautiful because we couldn't see it. Forgot to turn my lights on, see? We couldn't see it before. And so right now you might be getting mad at what's going on out there. But just remember, you're only upset now because you can see it. Okay, so this is to remind you that of your faith, okay? This is about God. This is about spirit. This is about something bigger and higher than any man can be or will be. Okay? Don't get caught up in the rules of man. Don't get caught up. This is a spiritual war, but it's already won. We've been working on it for decades, and the ground crew, as they say, the Galactic Council of Light, led by Donald Trump as a human. Well, the jury's out on that, right? I mean, he could be plated, he could be whatever, but he's at least part human. All of us starseeds are, and so it brings that energy into that realm, and he's an outsider, so he's not a politician, and he's breaking all that energy up. And so it is said in 2012 that we hit a really big marker. In a way, we died to an old reality, and we moved into a new reality. So we've been moving towards this moment. With that, the quantum computers, like you seen Trump with his hands on that thing, and it was in a Simpson cartoon too, that's quantum. They could see into the future. You can do remote viewing. There's so many things to see all of the future potentials. This is the best one. So we are moving towards, as we go for, this is what I always teach about finding your highest excitement. So each step of the way you assess which is the highest excitement. And in this instance, the highest excitement is the least amount of lives lost, of bloodshed, of trauma to humans. And so at every step of the way, it has to be reassessed which direction, which chess move to make. And those involved are determining that. So don't freak out. I know you're hearing this from every direction, but if and when Biden gets inaugurated, then trust the plan. Trust that it's meant to be. And some people, when we're trying to create a new earth and a higher consciousness, there's a massive amount of people out there still who don't believe and can't see. So it's got to be showed to them. Okay, and if he does get inaugurated, then that means that Congress will have jurisdiction over him. Because as a private citizen, you can't, impeach or take to court. I already saw today they're going to introduce articles of impeachment the 21st, so on Joe Biden. So if that happens, just stay peaceful, stay happy and know that, hey, this is Trump exposing him. It's just that all of these people for years have focused on, the saying, orange man bad, right? So all the news, everything's focusing on Trump, Trump, Trump. All your problems are Trump. All the wars, Trump. Everything that's ever happened bad is Trump. Horrible bad Trump, right? So if Trump just steps back for a bit, whether it's a week, a month, whatever, however this plays, and then all of society looks at this and goes, oh, maybe it wasn't Trump. Maybe it was something else. So that may need to happen in order for them to see. But we don't know. It's quantum. And they're looking at it that way. And so each step of the way, it'll be a new decision, kind of as things are fine-tuned. So maybe they'll go one way with it, or maybe they'll go the other. Your job is to stay focused on the reality you want. okay? And not necessarily focused on your team winning or your guy or whatever, but you can see this is global. This thing that the CCP has done to infiltrate all of our big tech and buy off all of our politicians has happened in every country. So everywhere is being liberated and led by Trump, working with the Galactic Council of Light. And so don't be discouraged at anything you see. We've won. Know we've won. Trust the plan. You're not alone. There's no way it's going to be a Joe Biden America. He's too sick and demonic and evil, okay? The people that voted for Joe Biden that want a good world, they're going to get a good world. They just don't know yet. You know, they're going to get plenty of money, and they're going to have plenty of... We all are. And, you know, Nasara Jasara, we're going to be, you know, debt-free. Instead of the billionaires getting more billions and the politicians, and you can see right now, right? So instead of voting on getting you your $2,000 a month or helping your business, they're voting on impeaching someone who's allegedly already on his way out, so that they can control what he does 4 years from now. They don't care what's going on with you right now that they created. That's government, okay? You don't, what good are they to you? Nothing. But they took all your money, they gave it to the central banks, all this stuff with the dark cabal, all of this. I mean, I've known it for decades, lots of us have. It's now being cleaned up, okay? We win, we won. Don't pay any attention to the illusions you see. Don't buy into fear. You have inside track, you have inside information, and remember, it's of God. It's not of man. Okay, try not to focus too much on what the people are doing individually, and focus on the life that you want for you. What do you want? You want a big old garden? You want to grow some blueberries? You want a boat? Cadillac just announced today they're doing the air cars, right? Air cars, when I used to talk about even 10 years ago, ran on air. And there's cars that run on water. But these are more like a hover car. So they'll be able to go above other cars, above water maybe. I don't know about that, but that will be nice. And so it's kind of like the Jetsons, you know, 2021. So there's just a lot of really cool things happening. Cancer's always been able to be healed. And that has been suppressed from you. Energy's always been free. They did an executive order today freeing, I think they call it small nuclear modules or whatever. That's free energy. So humanity's being liberated. They kept all of the free energy so they could, you know, keep you in debt. High electric bills, high taxes, property taxes, income tax, keep you where you can hardly breathe so that you're barely getting by. That's gone, okay? Don't buy into the illusion. Don't panic if and when Joe Biden is inaugurated, okay? Trust the plan. We won't know until we know. And you know what? The people playing the game won't know either, because it's quantum, and it'll be fine-tuned moment to moment. So there's people out there that, it ain't happening, and you know, some of us have been doing this for decades. So stay positive, and if you can't stay positive, those of you on my Nasara site, if you don't believe in it anymore, if you've lost the trust for the plan, you need to leave the site, or you will be rude. You will be removed. You'll be escorted out. So, you know, anybody that's discouraged, because I have about 13,000 members on that site, and I don't want to spread discouragement. I don't want to spread hate. I want people to know that, to remember not to get so involved in every little bit of news and everything, and step back at what you love. Make a nice dinner you love, a nice movie. Have a fun date night with your whole family. You know, do something fun. You know, dress up, play, laugh, go to the beach, go fly a kite. Go fly a kite. Do something that you love to do, and don't stay focused on this all the time, because, and keeping in mind, it's of God, not of man. Okay, all this playing out is an illusion. It's a movie, it's a game, but it has to play out to wake up the consciousness of the people that are sleeping. We can't just shift to another timeline, another reality, into New Earth until these people are awake and making conscious decisions. And right now there's still a lot of them that don't know all of the bad, evil stuff that's been happening. And they never will probably know about all of the human trafficking and the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of children that the Trump administration has rescued. And 30 years of war, right? Endless wars forever. And Trump's ended them and brought world peace and peace in the Middle East. And they said if Biden gets back in, Afghanistan's going to start right up again, right? So that's not going to happen, okay? Divinity has won. God has won. Jesus has won. Saint Germain has already won, okay? Don't panic when this plays out. These demons have to be removed. And they can't be removed. You know why? Mostly they can't go because we project reality. So there's still enough of humanity that's projecting the reality of the illusion that they think these people are. And that will be broken down. But you have to show them so they can project a new reality. And well, we could just leave them. But that's just not how it works. So just remember that God has already won. Jesus is one. Saint Germain is one. You know, with the Nisara stuff and all the Saint Germain stuff, the light is here. The light is one. This is about God. This is about divinity. This is not about governments and man and all this little human stuff, okay? So Trump is representing the light, representing the divinity, the Galactic Council of Light, the God in all of us, okay? And Biden's representing the demons. And some might be listening to this that don't like it. Well, don't listen to me, okay? Because I'm not a party. I'm not Democrat or Republic. I am pro-Trump because Trump is bringing the light. This is all about Trump, and he's not a politician. And he's just showed it. Most all the Republicans showed their ugly face too. So Trump is cleaning everything up. And for a while, he might have to step out of the presidency and what it looks like that, in order for the masses to awaken to this other level. But don't panic, don't fear, and of course he's not going anywhere, and even if he went into the private sector, he'd still be there at rallies or whatever. But just remember your connection to God right now. Remember your connection to your God self. Okay, this is bigger than some man-made squabble, bigger than man-made governments, bigger than man-made disease and bogus censorship. And the computer, who cares? They can all collapse. We'll build new ones, right? We're like ants, humans are, right? You take down the anthill and we all build new. We don't need these monopoly tech companies. Facebook's post-traumatic stress causing on everybody, right? You got the lockdown, so everybody's all dependent on these to have their connections with people. And so it's scary. I mean, it triggers post-traumatic stress in a lot of people that they don't know, like, oh my God, if I post this, they might ban me. And then I'll lose my connections with my people, which is all they have right now, some of them in lockdown, especially the ones that believe in it and are scared and, you know, wearing their big old mask and just little holes to see through the computers. That's their lifeline to everything. So it causes post-traumatic stress. You don't know anything you might post. They'll shut you down and shut down your connection to your family and friends. That kind of power is going away. Remember your God. Remember what this is all about, okay? Remember what we're saving humanity for. All of that evil that was going on underground has been liberated, okay? But now it's time to heal. We're not quite there yet. Pray, visualize, send love and send light, and trust the plan. Regardless of what happens, January 20th, trust God, trust the plan, trust yourself. God bless you all. And God bless you all.